Hello, me and my wellness viewers, listeners, for another episode of Me and My Health Up. Today we have with us a very special guest. It's Matt Mazzaferro. I think that's how you pronounce it. Mazzaferro. Mazzaferro.
Yeah. Hello, Anthony.
How you doing, Matt?
Good.
Good. So Matt's he's a gym owner, a PT, and his gym's called Live Well Fitness Studio, based down in Cogra, and he's about to launch another one in the eastern suburbs. So Matt's got lots of experience around running gyms, having a team of PTs, and most of all, he's passionate about helping his clients achieve their goals, and he does this through a holistic approach, and in terms of how he looks after his clients, in terms of understanding their needs, their motivations, and really gets them going so that they achieve their goals without injury, and do it in a way that it's a community. It's like a team going with you. So that's what I really love about Matt's approach. Besides that, he's very much a community person. He's given in order of, I think, $250,000 plus back to the Cogra region, just through, supporting various community activities. He's also a very keen hiker, actually hikes mountains, and he's done many of the peaks. So he's very adventurous, and very privileged to have him on today to talk about HIIT training. So HIIT is high intensity interval training, and Matt's going to give us lots of insight around it. It's a bit of a buzz at the moment, but Matt's going to give you the hot tips on how to successfully do it, and to do it well, and why do it, and why is it such a fad. And so welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Anthony. That was a G-up intro. It was good.
Well, you deserve it, mate. You're a great guy, and really love the work you're doing. So just give us some background as to, really keen to hear your story about how you became a PT, a gym owner. For me, it's all about your journey to finding your passion, that sweet spot, your hum, your zone. So tell us.
Yeah. Cool. Well, as a kid, like most children, I was a big superhero fan, and I still am. I've got a bit over 5,000 Superman comic books stored in my parents' garage. I'm a big, passionate comic book superhero fan, and having that passion, and then my father being a doctor, and he still is a doctor today. He's a GP. So when I was a kid, I used to see my father, go to work and I guess help people or save people like a superhero, and that inspired me. And going through school, they told me I was too bright to become a doctor. So I thought, why not be, the first line of defense, which is a personal trainer, where I see doctors as being sort of the last line of defense in helping people's health.
Fantastic. No, I love it, Matt. It's great how you've got that, aspiration for what your father does, and you see him as a superhero, and now you're the superhero in the front line of defense, which is
the front line.
And we need more people like you, mate. We need more people on the front line.
We do.
So just really keen to hear about your philosophy. I know you're very holistic in your approach, but share with the viewers and listeners your philosophy around health and wellness.
Yep. Just quickly, so you mentioned we need more people like me on the front line. We actually do, but the sad thing is, in the Australian fitness industry, the life expectancy of a personal trainer, someone who does the courses, gets certified, is only 6 months, which is quite sad. So they spend all that money, do the studies, and then they join the workforce, and they only last 6 months. So there is a missing link in what people perceive, or their idea of being a personal trainer is. And I hope more trainers get out there and find their passion and stick with it.
Absolutely. No, it's that's a frightening statistic to hear that. So your underlying philosophy around health and wellness?
I guess movement is the best form of medicine. You hear it a lot, but which I'm a true believer of it. And I do have a dream, and I sort of I don't clash with my father, but I do have a dream that one day people would go and see a doctor, and they would say they've got a sore back, or their cholesterol or their blood pressure is high, and rather than the doctor sort of writing a script for an anti-inflammatory or a drug to sort of reduce the cholesterol or blood pressure, they would write them a referral to go see a physio for their back pain, or a chiro, or they'd go see here's a referral to go see an exercise physiologist or a personal trainer, but to help with their to reduce their weight and to reduce their blood pressure and cholesterol and stuff like that. But the medical system, it's just so overrun, and their appointments are only 15 minutes. So how much can they actually sort of service a patient? It's nothing to do with the doctors. It's the system that they're brought into. But yeah, I'd love to see that in the not too distant future. But and movement is the best form of medicine. I truly do believe that. Just seeing clients come in and their transition from being stuck on the couch, and then getting them simply just by moving, it just changes their whole approach to life, not just physically but also mentally as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I love that approach. I very much have that, food and lifestyle medicine, and you have that exercise is medicine. It's really embracing these basics. And if we do that and do that consistently, we can avoid the need for this more second line medicine, which is the drugs that are taking over the body. Really, I think that underlying philosophy of yours is fantastic, and I love your vision and your dream, and absolutely we'll make it come true. We'll get out there and educate more people and help the PT stay in the industry.
Exactly.
Support the community. So how do you help your clients achieve this? Exercise is medicine. What's your approach with working with your clients?
Because we're an independent facility, so all our programs are sort of personalized. So every client that comes in, we do obviously an extensive initial consultation. In that consultation, we go through in a lot of detail what their goals are, what they hope to achieve, and then obviously what level they're at. And then we just design a program specific to them. So we don't have like a generic program for male who wants to lose 10 kilos or female who wants to lose 10 kilos, or 60 plus adults. All our programs are pretty much personalized, and having that approach has allowed us to work with quite challenging clients. So twice a week we run Parkinson classes, and we get referrals from doctors and hospitals with that, which is it's quite amazing, and seeing them come in with their walking frames. They do the class and they have a lot more confidence and balance when they leave. It's fantastic, and especially with elderly people, it's so important for them to just to continue to be active and to keep lifting. When I say lifting, like lift heavy things, because as we progress through life, our muscle density does reduce, because our body doesn't release enough testosterone. So we need to keep lifting to keep that muscle density. And it's never too late. Like even 60-year-olds, even 70-year-olds can continue to put on muscle. So it's never too late. And some countries where the fall rates are zero, it's because they're getting down and up off the ground most of the day. And that can be because they're going to sleep, they're going to the toilet, they're playing on the ground, they're eating on the ground, and the fall rates are pretty much zero. So it makes that, that burpee, which I'm sure you love doing, or that Turkish get up, makes sense. So as much as you can get down and up off the ground, it's very important, especially for elderly people, like a simple just get down and up off the ground. And I remember I heard a quote, I can't remember who said it, saying if you struggle to get off the ground, you're already halfway into your coffin.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because even if a senior has a fall and they can't get off the ground, then the family or them, they lose confidence. They pretty much put them in a nursing home.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's really great insight. I haven't heard that tip around encouraging people to get on the ground and get off the ground, and
burpees.
Hence why we have burpees.
Exactly.
And that Turkish get up, that's not easy.
No, it's not. That's not.
Is it the Turks or the Russians? Because I've heard that. Well, it doesn't matter.
But probably both.
Yeah. Yeah, just on the topic of exercise and helping people, I guess, continue the momentum from, I guess, adolescence into adulthood, and then adulthood into more your senior years.
Yeah.
There's this buzz theme out there around HIIT, and HIIT's
Yes.
the latest craze, and everyone's doing HIIT sessions and everything. And
Yeah.
so really keen to get your insight into HIIT and the usefulness of it. Is it for everyone?
Yep.
Should everyone be doing it?
Yep. So obviously HIIT is, for those that don't know, it's high intensity interval training. Is it for everyone? Yes, it is. But the most important thing about HIIT is technique. So HIIT is like, high intensity can be high load, so being a heavy weight, or moving through a movement as fast as you can.
Right.
But in doing both of them, technique is very important.
Okay.
It's like me putting you in a race car and saying, okay, Anthony, I want you to go around this track as fast as possible. But you go around the track and you're smashing into the walls, into the corners, and you're going to come out all banged and bruised. Same thing with HIIT training. You got to have proper technique. So get your technique and then slowly build up your speed. And there is this philosophy where HIIT training does cause injuries, and it does because people aren't doing it properly. And that's why I do recommend having a coach to, I guess, guide you and to watch your technique. Being in a large class, you can lose that sort of that personal touch. I've owned multiple CrossFit facilities, and it is hard to sort of keep an eye on everyone while they're lifting heavy things at a fast pace. But HIIT is very effective if done properly.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's the key. Is it's a great form of exercise. It's for everyone, but it needs to be done well, and ideally under supervision to make sure you're doing the correct form and doing the exercise properly. So it's not just Googling HIIT programs and then just looking at a HIIT program, and even a YouTube, because you need to be able to see yourself and actually know what the correct form is. And there's no better person to do that other than a qualified person such as a PT.
Yeah. I'm sure you wouldn't jump in an F1 car and drive it on the track without being coached on how to drive an F1 car.
Yeah, no, it's very true. And that's a great analogy, actually. Flying around the course, going from, the wall to wall.
Yeah.
So high intensity, what's the definition of high intensity? So at what point do we know we're doing high intensity training?
Like I said, it could be the load or moving through a particular movement at a fast pace. So obviously you want to get your heart rate at a maximum level, but and it's all about with the intensity, it's also about the interval. So you can do simple like a Tabata, like 20 on, 10 off, or you can do as many rounds as possible. You can do like an EMON every minute on the minute. Do a particular movement. There's various ways you can do high intensity. It can even just be doing like a triplet sort of exercise format. So it could be something simple like, say, do 10 push-ups into 10 squats into 10 pull-ups. Try and do it as fast as possible, rest 20, 30 seconds, and then do it again. So that's a form of high intensity training. But obviously technique is important.
Okay, and it's maintaining an elevated heart rate
exactly
throughout the period.
Exactly. And also with the high, like with the style of training, it also, it's very good for those who are sort of plateaued. So if they're trying to lose weight and they hit a plateau, it does get you over that sort of that hump with it as well. And science has shown that it does help produce and encourage the growth of natural hormones, which as we age does slow down. So, and also with women, the whole thing, I don't lift heavy things because I'm going to get big muscles. Unless they've got a pair of testicles, it takes years and years and years for them to get actually big muscles.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned the benefit, if you're trying to lose weight, you've plateaued, to hit high intensity, and then, shift that plateau so that you continue on that downward journey in terms of weight loss. Is there any other key benefits for HIIT training?
A key point about HIIT training, you don't want to do it too often.
Okay.
Okay, especially for the average person, they do a HIIT session, they're going to be quite sore. They might not feel it, but it takes their body 2, 3, sometimes 4 days to recover from it. And with the whole HIIT style of training, people are just they're overtraining. They're just burning themselves out. Especially, I mean, mums and dads, they wake up at 6, they probably had a shit night of sleep because the kids kept them up. They go to a full day of work, then they'll quickly go to the gym, do a HIIT session, and then go home and then go feed the kids, do this and that. They're just burning themselves out. So, you mean, I truly believe doing a sprint workout, say being a HIIT workout, you mean probably once a week, once every 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you should be lifting heavy things at least 2 times a week.
Okay. Now that's great advice, because you often hear about people doing these, 4 to 5 HIIT classes a week, and I think because they've heard about it, it's really good for weight loss or something like that, and they think, the more I do, the more weight I'm going to lose, or so that's so valuable, that feedback is.
And I'm sure, as you know, they'll do a HIIT session, and then their energy levels will just be plummeted down, and then their body just craves energy, being sugar, and they'll just go, have a big smoothie, or they'll go, have a coffee or a chocolate bar, and let's go through this roller coaster ride.
Okay, so your recommendation is sort of once a week, once every 10 days. And then outside of that, doing a couple days a week of strength conditioning training, lifting weights.
And play all the time. Play is very important. As adults, we forget how to play.
Okay. And how do you recommend? What do you suggestions around play?
Go to the park with the kids, kick the ball, go on the play set with the kids, go to the park with the dog, throw a frisbee, just get out there, unconditional play, unstructured play. Yeah,
so it's just encouraging movement, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Go for a walk, go for a run, go for a swim, go for a surf.
Yeah. Okay. And in terms of the HIIT session itself, how long do you suggest a HIIT session should go for, ideally?
You mean if you're doing it longer than, say, 10, 15 minutes, then it's too long. Because how long can you sprint for?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you could do, say, 20 seconds on, then rest 40 seconds, 20 seconds on, rest 40 seconds. When you get to 10 minutes, your form's just going to be shite. So you got to just, you got to pull it up there. And that's what having a coach, they can monitor your form.
Right. Okay. No, that's good to know. And in terms of tips for those that want to do it at home, is there any? Yeah.
Just keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Like a simple Tabata can work. Like you could do, say, 20 on, 10 off of just simple air squats, or push-ups, or even the burpees, getting down off the ground. That's a form of HIIT training. And a little trick you could do it with as well is if you want to sort of track how you're going. So say you do burpees for 4 minutes, 20 on, 10 off, and then record your lowest repetitions within the 20 seconds.
Right.
So say, because your first 20 seconds may be 9, maybe like 4, 5, 6, whatever. And then when you get towards the end, you want to try and be consistent. So towards the end, you're not just doing, say, one burpee in the minute. So you want to keep up that intensity.
Okay. Now that's a great point, is particularly as the gyms still aren't open yet, but shortly opening, which you'd be very excited to hear, on 13th of June.
Very excited. One more week.
One more week, counting down. There's only so much Zoom you can do, isn't there?
I'm all zoomed out.
Yeah, I think this generally, as a society, we are zoomed out. It's actually become a coined phrase. I'm zoomed out.
Yeah, it is.
So I won't hold you too much longer, given that it's Friday afternoon, and
it's fine.
Done a week worth of Zoom already. What's your number one tip for viewers, listeners, in terms of staying healthy?
I guess what I mentioned. So lift, sprint, and play. That's in regards to movement. So lift, twice a week. Sprint, once every 7 to 10 days. And then play often, as much as you can. Awesome. But don't get caught up with, oh my God, I've got to exercise. I've got to smash myself. Because if your goal is weight loss, then 80% of the key is, as you know, is food. And linked with that food is your mindset. So having the right mindset around on changing your eating habits. Like exercise is like 10% of it. So don't get caught up in the whole part of movement. And I'm saying that, and as you know, I make money from people coming in and training.
Yeah.
So and I tell clients, I only need to see you once a week, and that's one of our biggest products is the 1 hour per week program. Where clients come in and see us once a week. We do a HIIT workout.
Yeah.
And then we provide them with a program to do on their own, where like it can be simply just doing a program at home, or if they're a member of another gym, they do a program there, and then we get them to play often as well.
Fantastic. And so how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you to take you up on your 1 hour a week session plus a program to do thereafter? It sounds like a great offering. Or those that may just want to do some a HIIT session with you once or twice a week. How can viewers best get in contact with you?
Probably just jump on our website, so livewellfitness.com.au. Or they can just email me, Matthew with 2 T's at livewellfitness.com.au.
Okay, and
we've also got Facebook. We've got the Facebook Live Well Fitness Studio.
Yep, fantastic. So I'll include those links below wherever this is posted for viewers and listeners, so that they can get directly in contact with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Really appreciate your time today, Matt, and I love your.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, pleasure, mate. It's and just your philosophy around keeping it simple and basic, and for me it was really insightful. Just around that one HIIT session every 7 to 10 days, and then a couple of strength and conditioning sessions, and then play. I mean, it's I think you're right. As adults, we forget, and there's so much fun in it, and I think in that play, you can just once you start doing it, you just want more of it, right? You do. So that
definitely
increases that incidental exercise, or where it's not really considered exercise because it's enjoying.
No. Exactly.
Enjoyment.
It's fun.
Awesome. Fantastic. What are your plans for the weekend, Matt?
Just preparing for the reopen. It's actually my 5th wedding anniversary, so try and find somewhere to go out for a nice lunch.
Awesome. Congratulations, Matt, on the
Thank you.
The 5th milestone, and it's good that things are open. You can actually go somewhere. It's to celebrate. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. So thanks. Cool. Thanks again, Matt, and really appreciate it. And we'll definitely have you back to, we'll have another specific focus session on, depending on what viewers and listeners come back with in terms of what they want to know more about. We'll get you on to talk further about exercise and how we can do it well and successfully. Sounds good. Hopefully see you face to face someday too, Anthony. Absolutely. Can't wait to catch up. I'm sick of doing these Zooms. Take care, mate. All right. See you. Thank you. Bye.